Hey guys, welcome back to more AFK Arena. In today's video, we're back over on Kiasma's account because I've had the most commonly requested team in the comments has been to test out the Khazard team. So in today's video, we're going to be testing out Arty's Khazard team from his endgame team guide. So let's get into it. Okay, so here is the summary of the team over in Arty's guide on Reddit. I'll leave it linked in the description if you want to check it out. But when we look at the base forms of the team, the optimal investment one makes heaps of sense to me. We obviously have portals, we have double sleeps, we have stuns in the front row, we have Khazard, and he's basically just extending those CCs, making it an absolute pain. So this optimal investment really makes sense to me. And honestly, the optimal investment is fairly budget if you ask me. Like what are you swapping? You're swapping a Rowan for a Gorvo and a Leica for a Pippa. I mean, Leica and Rowan seem to be the ones that you use in other teams. So I think that's a fairly reasonable team to have. Obviously Tassie does like other teams. The multi-fight one has me interested, where you just have Mahira and you don't have too much other CC. Obviously you do have the Namora in there for the charms, the heals, all that stuff. The Wukong really interests me. So we'll probably test that one out as well. But as you can see, the core is having Khazard and like an AoE CC. And then you've got a bunch of different options that he lists there to test out. I really do like the Pippa Gorvo. I like the optimal investment. It just looks really, really nice to me. And then obviously you do have the Saurus there for healing. The Saurus really functions in this team, in my opinion, because the idea is that you CC the enemy team and they don't get a turn. So why not just put Saurus in there so he can stack up his 30 signature item and just heal for days. So very, very interesting. I like to see that Odin's in the sub options because I just love Odin at the moment. So basically this team did come from the Chinese meta. Khazard's slowly creeping into relevance again. I just think his passive where he can increase duration of CC is huge. So when we look at the investment over here, Khazard would like to be plus 30 and 3 of 9. Tassie enjoys 25. I think she gets the haste at 25. And then 3 of 9. And Mahira functions at Mythic plus 30. I don't think there's any reason really to go Mahira past Mythic for, non-whales at this stage. Pros works at extreme deficits, uses more niche options to save stronger heroes, which you can definitely see from this. Besides the Tassie, Gorvo's fairly niche, 5 pool type stuff. Pippa's not optimal, you got the portal party, which I love, but really, really nice sort of comps. And then cons often can be split into other formations and undefined in the meta. Now, these are his personal notes. Free-to-play stargazing is usually based around a budget version of spender gazing, which encompasses PvP and PvE. If you prefer PvE focus, I can recommend gazing Khazard as early as 2nd to 3rd compared to other priority lists. So Khazard does really struggle in PvP. So this is more of a PvE thing, because in PvP, you just put an Athalia, a Nara, something there, he's dead and it's game over. He really does struggle in PvP, but I do actually really like this. I'd love to see someone make him really function in PvP as well, but we'll have to wait and see. Maybe an Eloard full invincibility, something like that. I don't know. Now I'm just rambling. Anyway, let's get into testing. Okay, here we go. There's a few teams we can try against. I just simply don't think this team is going to work against Flora comps. I feel like it relies on CCing flat out the enemy team and then having Saurus do his thing. Saurus may be able to heal through a Flora. We'll test it out a bit later. This one here, you have the tree, you have a Tassie, you have a Wukong. A lot of things that just avoid that CC. Well, the tree, especially if he ults, is just game over. So we'll go through and try those as well. This one's a bit more reasonable. This one does have the Aziz though. So we will try a few of these formations with the optimal investment team. Now keep in mind, our Khazard is only at 3 furniture. I think it's at like 5 furniture or something like that. And then Pippa is at 3, and so is Gorvo. But, we're pretty well invested in this one. Now, this does have the Entandra. I don't know if this team is going to work against this enemy, but let's just jump in and have a play and just see what happens. Obviously, we have heavy maulers as well. I just don't think there's a really great matchup for this team in these 5 formations, but let's just begin and see what happens. Put it on 2x speed to watch. As you can see, Saurus already getting shredded, Pippa down, and that is going to be the problem with this team. So I feel like you need a really optimal team for this to work. And this is where obviously I'm inexperienced with it and we'll have to do some more testing. But let's swap it up this way. See if we can CC the rest of this team and then get Saurus healing to the point. And it's really about, wait, let me check my artifacts. That's what I did not check. So we want Khazard. Let's have a look. Okay, I kind of, maybe we leave that because we want crits. So we do want crits on him. So let's go here and make sure that Pippa, if I can find her, there she is. Okay, she does have that, and Tassie should have call. Where's Tassie? There she is. Okay, I'm going to give Tassie call. Because I feel like I really want her to ult quick. Okay, so let's go there. Let's test this out. There's the jump. Getting some freezes. And Saurus just doesn't manage to ramp up. Okay, let's play... Oh, wait, you're supposed to be middle. My bad. My bad, I had Pippa not in the middle. So that's my fail. And once again, Saurus gets shredded. So I think the problem with this team is early CC as well. I think you have to play around with the Khazard and the portals to try and get early CC. So if we can freeze the Citrana here, we might have a chance. But in general, I don't know how this Saurus is going to pair up in a front row position on this team. So let's go to that. Once again, he gets shredded even with the Tassie taking the first hit. Let's try it down here. The problem with this one becomes that maybe Saurus becomes a yeah, okay. We'll be back. Okay, so I did a bit of testing around teams. I like the Makira in this team for the two things. We get the energy boost from the factional bonus, but also we do get the whip to increase. So if we go here, put on 2x speed, you'll see that we actually ramp up to a pretty quick ult on the Saurus, which gives him that shield, allows him to start healing. Unfortunately, the Tassie did die, but then everyone just starts ulting much faster, and then we can start rolling that CC. Obviously, this was a less than optimal team. Luckily, the tree didn't ult. We do have the Tassie with annoying teleports, and then we do have the Wukong and his clones, which kept just coming because we kept CCing him when he was above that freezing point. So that was annoying, and it took a little bit to get through. But I think I prefer the Mahira. I was really liking the idea of the Pippa, but I might even try it with an Odin. But I don't want to try it against that team. So let's come out. There's a few things I want to test here because the Odin's one I really want to test. The Leica would be huge as well. So let's do the budget team. Let's do the budget team. And the budget team has Rowan. So I don't really want to do that because I feel like it's going to work better with the Rowan. But this is like, I feel like this is more of a multi-fight thing. If you're like, I mean, if you're early game and you gaze for a Khazard, I feel like you're using Rowan anyway and it doesn't matter. Like the energy potions are huge from Rowan. So I feel like Leica works definitely. But I want to test this. Which team should we try? Let's try this team again. It is Mauler heavy, but let's just go ahead and try it. So let's try that one with the Mahira in there. I'm sort of tearing apart his teams and making my own thing out of them because yeah, I think that Mauler team we suck at. So let's go over here. Let's try it against one of these Flora teams. Let's try it against a Lightbearer Flora team. Okay, keeping in mind, we do have that Cecilia. I might put Tassie back row for this one. I hope we don't get cupped to death with the Saurus. And maybe we can live a little bit longer. So let's have a C. Tassie, Saurus down. I don't know. After testing on this stage with my with the Screg Invade team and stuff like that, I just feel like this team is super squishy. Now, keep in mind, once again, I'm no expert at this team, and I feel like all of these matchups, except for this one, but this one's really low power. Actually, it's not that low. It's not that low. So let's try it against this one, because I feel like this is the best matchup. It still does have a Wukong, and it does have an Odin, which is very painful. But let's try it. Let's try it down here. So let's go back to the original team, which is the Pippa. Let's just try that Pippa. But I don't see the point at which the optimal investment team gets the ult quick enough. That is my problem with this team. The first ult seems so far away. Like, you look at that shell shock stun and it does last a long time, but when you're at this sort of level of where the damage is, it just feels like it's too quick. So let's try that budget team using the Rowan, the Leica, the Tassie. So let's go ahead and do that. So where is the Rowan? Chuck him there. We'll do the Tassie mid, swap that up, and we'll do the Leica. Obviously, we can swap positions. But see, I think this is going to be a lot better because you got more chance of getting those potions up. Damn, I tell you what, things are just squishy. I might, you know what, we might have to come back for a session of doing this with Arty because he got me super pumped for Khazard and I feel like I'm doing him an injustice here. But I'm just not feeling the overpoweredness of this one. So I think it must require those like enemy teams that have a bit more ramp up. So so I feel like this team works because it's not a bursty enemy team. I feel like bursty enemy teams are going to be a real struggle for this one. Just because like that Saurus, he doesn't have the straight survivability at the start of the battle. I just feel like often at this stage of the game, Saurus gets shredded really, really fast. And that's where you run into issues. But if we go back and jump into that team again, like this is a very slow team. You've got no damage. It's a very control-based team. So I feel like it's like this Khazard team can out-control control teams. But against the bursty comps, I just feel like it doesn't have the energy generation to be able to ult quick enough. So like, let's go against something like this. Let's swap it up to here. Keeping in mind, like I said, I just want to reiterate this. I'm no expert at this team. And these matchups seem horrible, in my opinion, for this composition. But like, I mean, now we're rolling. Oh, honestly, if Khazard stayed alive, I feel like we could have had a bit of a chance. But yeah, I'm not too sure. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what I'm doing wrong in this composition. Or is it just that the matchups aren't optimal for this? See, with this, if these three survive, I feel like we can do it, but the Flora's got too much damage. Is it all the Flora? And the Rosaline. Man, those cups. Those cups. Well, I'm a little bit disheartened. Actually, let's try the multi-fight one with the Mahira, Nomura, and Wukong. So let's do that. So let's try that one. Let's see how this pans out. So we'll go in here. We'll go Gorvo. Where's Gorvo? We'll go Nomura. Do the Wukong. And we'll throw the Mahira in. I do like the Mahira in the team for the extra haste. All right, let's go. Okay. Got some CCs. All right, let's try this one against the third team again. It seems to be the only one. It seems that like, I feel like this is for like tanky teams and stally teams, not the bursty teams. That's definitely the vibes I'm getting. So let's do this, see what happens. And he's down, which sucks. That was because he got a totem dropped on his face. Need them Nomura heals. Okay, now we should be fine here because now all the CCs are getting extended. We've got it rolling. We lost the Gorvo, but we still have heals. We still have the clones, and we're pretty good. And we are pretty good. Okay, so that is going to be my conclusion with this team. I feel like it is more of a counter the enemy CC and tanky teams because you can just freeze them for days and play it that way, but not so much bursty teams. I just feel like if we jump over to here and have a look again, we go that one. So if we look at this, I just feel like all these teams are really susceptible to burst, to like high damage heroes in the early stages. Like once you get an ult, you're fine. But it's having everyone alive until your first ult. It feels like a lifetime before you do get to an ult. But like I said, that third team in the stage we were facing, optimal for it. The Floras, there's a lot of things that suck against Flora. I just don't like Flora at all. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Should I get Arty on and get him to teach me how to use this team? Because I don't want this to reflect badly on Khazard because I love Khazard. So I'm still going to say Khazard OP and I suck, and you know, we might get him on and have a chat about it and see what I'm doing wrong. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.